All right, now that we've classified our polynomials, we got to start working with our polynomials. So now we're going to be adding and subtracting our polynomials. So I'm going to start with some silly questions to kind of clarify what we're doing here. All right, if I have one apple and I add that to 2 apples, how many apples do I have? I have 3 apples. Okay, we're going to be doing that very same idea, but with our variables. Okay, for example, if I have 1 apple and now I have 2 apples, how many do I have? 3 apples. So, just because we're now dealing with variables, our process doesn't change. All we're doing here is we're going to be adding or subtracting our coefficients, the numbers out front. So again, I could do, now let's do 2x cubed plus 4x cubed. This is just the same. 2 apples plus 4 apples, that's going to give me 6 apples. Okay? The apples portion doesn't change. All we're doing is combining our coefficients. 2 plus 4. All right. So let's add that and combine that in with our polynomials. So we're going to take 2 polynomials and we're going to add them together. So let's do 2x squared plus 7x minus 8. And let's add that to 5x squared minus 6x plus 1. Okay. 2x squared plus 7x minus 8 plus 5x squared minus 6x plus 1. What we're going to do here is we're going to add or subtract. We're going to combine our like terms. So combine like terms. For something to be like terms, that means they have the same variable with the same exponent. So our 2x squared and our 5x squared, those are like terms. So when we combine them together, we're just going to add or subtract the coefficient. Okay, so 2x squared plus 5x squared, that gives me 7x squared. Then I have a 7x and a negative 6x. So I'm going to combine 7 and negative 6, and that gives me a positive 1x. We could put the 1 in front of the x, or we could leave it off. Either one is the same, means the same thing. Last, we're going to add our constants. Negative 8 and positive 1 gives me negative 7. And here is the sum of those 2 polynomials. Okay? All we did was combine like terms. Add and subtract the coefficients. Okay? Cool little story here. This polynomial is in standard form. Standard form means we start with the highest power and then go in descending order. We want to write our polynomials in standard form, starting with the highest power and then go in descending order. Okay, let's try another example. So, we're going to have 4x squared minus 6x plus 9. And we're going to add that to 3x squared minus 10x plus 7. You can push pause right now, try this problem on your own, see if you understand, come back and check in, see how you did. All right, so if we're going to combine like terms, I have my 4x squared and my 3x squared. 4 plus 3 is 7x squared. Then I have my negative 6x and my negative 10x. So negative 6 plus negative 10, that's negative 16x. And then my constants, I have a 9 plus 7, which is a positive 16, and there is my sum. Awesome work. Okay, that is adding our polynomials, combine like terms. Add or subtract the coefficients, keep the variable the same. All right, let's jump into subtraction. With subtraction, there is a little bit of a hint to make it a little bit easier. Because all we're doing with subtraction is we're still going to combine like terms. But instead of adding them together, we're subtracting them, which we have to be very, very careful with our signs. So let's do x cubed minus 4x squared plus 8 minus 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 1. So when we subtract, we're subtracting. Simple, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to actually go in and we're going to add the opposite by distributing our negative. Okay? So something to remember, when we subtract, you are going to distribute that negative. Another way I like to think about that is we are going to add the opposite. All right, so I'm going to take this negative, and if I distribute that through, that's going to end up giving me a negative 2x cubed, a negative 4x squared, and a positive 1. Okay? So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to add these values to my first polynomial. So x cubed plus negative 2x cubed, that's negative 3x cubed. Negative 4x squared plus negative 4x squared, that's negative 8x squared. Then I have an 8 and a positive 1, so I get positive 9. And here is the resulting difference of those two polynomials. Okay, I'll give you one more as a practice problem. You can pause, check it out, see how you did, then come back and see what I have. So let's do 10x squared plus 9x minus 7. We're going to take away 2x squared minus 5x plus 7. All right. So now would be a time to pause, try it out, see how you do. All right, welcome back. Let's see the answer to this problem. So I'm going to take this negative and I distribute, which is the same as adding the opposite. So I change the sign of all three terms in my second trinomial. Okay. 10x squared and a negative 2x squared. So that's 8x squared. 9x, positive 5x, that's a 14x. And then negative 7 and negative 7 gives me a negative 14. And there's my resulting polynomial. Okay, so I'm going to get you some practice if you haven't already done so. See how you do with adding and subtracting polynomials. See you later.